Hello, my divinities. Welcome, welcome. So today we are going to be doing a reading. I kept getting this song playing in my head. I actually thought it was Kesha at first, and then I was like, oh no, I messed up because I believe it's Miley Cyrus. Hold on, we're gonna look up the lyrics in just a little bit, okay? So the song is called Party in the USA. And I don't know, maybe it's because I always associated Kesha songs with like party songs. Let's see. Party in the USA. Yeah, it's Miley Cyrus. Okay, so lyrics say, I hopped off the plane at LAX with a dream in my cardigan. Welcome to the land of fame excess. Am I gonna fit in? Jumped in the cab, here I am for the first time. Look to my right and I see the Hollywood sign. This is all so crazy. Everybody seems so famous. My tummy's turning and I'm feeling kind of homesick. Too much pressure, I'm not nervous. That's when the taxi man turned on the radio and a Jay-Z song was on. That's said 3 times. So I put my hands up, they're playing my song, The Butterflies Fly Away. I'm nodding my head like yeah, moving my hips like yeah. I got my hands up, they're playing my song, they know I'm gonna be okay. Yeah, it's a party in the USA, that's said twice. And then it says, get to the club in my taxi cab, everybody's looking at me now. Like, who's that chick that's rocking kicks? She's gotta be from out of town. So hard with my girls not around me, it's definitely not a Nashville party. Cause all I see are stilettos, I guess I never got the memo. And well, it's a little different. It says, my tummy's turning and I'm feeling kind of homesick. Too much pressure and I'm nervous. That's when the DJ dropped my favorite tune and a Britney song was on. And then, of course, she replays the chorus. And then it says, feel like hopping on a flight back to my hometown tonight. Something stops me every time. The DJ plays my song and I feel all right. And then the chorus plays again. It felt like somebody who's about to make it big, but they're really nervous. They're really nervous about what's coming. So it felt very feminine, because of the song. So I went ahead and pulled my Bad Bitch Tarot, the Witch's Tarot, and I'm going to be using my own tarot. So let's get started. Let's see. What's the energy for this collective? Oh, dear. 5 of Swords. Just the image itself and the fact that it's the 5 of Swords, this kind of tells me that whoever this reading is for, 7 of Pentacles. I think that one of their greatest fears is, when people get famous and they are scrutinized, right? For everything that they do, everything that they eat, what they don't eat, what they wear, who they're dating, where they take a shit. I mean, the Fool. I feel like this is somebody who does not like that type of scrutiny. They don't like people talking about them, 3 of Pentacles. They don't like people discussing their life choices. The thing about that is, I think Page of Swords. Pluto is going to be moving into Aquarius, I believe later on this year. I've totally lost track of Pluto right now. It's in Capricorn, or it's moving back into Capricorn, then it's going to shift back into Aquarius. And every time Pluto goes into a sign, there's this massive transformation because Pluto is a generational thing. It's not a one person feels it. Actually, all planets are generational, but this one it's a lot more massive because it moves so slowly that the transformation goes really deep. So when Pluto was in Capricorn, I think it was, see, now I have to look it up. Was it 2008 or 2018? I forget. Let's see. How long has Pluto been in Capricorn? Yeah, 2008. So it's been in Pluto. Pluto has been in the sign of Capricorn since 2008, all up until March 2023. And then right now it's been kind of back and forth because it goes retrograde. But once it goes direct, it's going to re-enter Aquarius November 19th. This year, November 19th. And then it will stay there until March 8th, 2043. Okay, so about 20 years, 2 decades. So when Pluto moves into a sign, there's massive transformation in that sign. And the whole time Pluto has been in Capricorn, it's really been making the public address the concerns around authority, power structures, the government. Well, Aquarius there's going to be multiple themes, but Aquarius also rules the internet. Celebrities, people who are on the world stage. And with Pluto being there, I think that there's going to be a massive shift in the way people treat celebrities. Because on one hand, some people glorify celebrities to the point where that person can do no wrong, no matter, like with the whole allegations around Sean Combs right now. Other people know him as Puff Daddy or Puff Diddy, whatever. There are still people, I swear, I was shocked when I saw posts of people saying, oh, so it's illegal to be freaky now? Like, that's all he was doing. Like, they're just onto some man who was kinky. No, sir. I can't even. I'm not even going to get into that. But there's the extremes, right? Where they go to the extreme of like, oh, this person is my idol. They can do no wrong. I don't care what accusations came up against them. I will never believe them. And then they go to the other extreme of like, well, you're a celebrity, so I get to shit on you and criticize you and talk about you and tear you apart because you deserve it. You chose this life. There needs to be some balance. And I think that that's going to be coming through the next 20 years. Starting November 19th for sure. So we got the Strength card. 6 of Cups. This one feels like it's going to be extensive. This one is definitely going to be a 3-parter. Ace of Cups. Now keep in mind, the first part will be free on YouTube and on Facebook, Knight of Swords. But the part 2 for $1, you can see it on Patreon. And part 3, you would need to be on the second tier, which is like $11. 3 of Cups. Let's do the last row. The Devil. The 2 of Pentacles. Telling you that balance. And by the way, 7 of Swords. I have reopened personal readings, not just tarot. I'm also doing natal charts, synastry. So message me, 8 of Swords, and we will get you set up with the High Priestess. Overall energy, 7 of Cups. See, followed by, oh, wow. Look at this. Damn. Okay, I'm like trying to grab one and I'm getting a whole, okay. We're just going to go one by one because there's so many that are connected to what I said. First of all, 7 of Cups. This is the overall energy, and look at all the things that are coming towards this person, but look at her energy. It's like she's a little overwhelmed because she can feel that a lot of doors are opening and she's about to get flooded with love, great food, great cars, luxury items. Like, there's going to be all sorts of things coming in for her. And look at this combination. When the sun and the star come out together, that's fame. The sun and the star coming out together. This is somebody who knows. They already know. They already know what's coming their way. They already know the level of success they're going to have. And a piece of them is terrified. With the 9 of Wands, they know, first of all, they know that they've worked hard for it. They know they deserve it. They've been, if this is somebody who's going to become a singer, they have been singing for about 10 to 15 years, maybe 9 years, you know. They have been singing for a long time. They have great material. They know they deserve it. They know that once their name is recognized, kind of like Capel Rowan, you know, once she went big, all of a sudden people were like, oh my God, her songs are amazing. Where has she been? It was just time, right? So they know that they deserve it. And with the 8 of Wands, they know that it's coming quite quickly. Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. Oh, interesting. Queen of Swords. Okay. If you notice, we literally have 3 queens, but 1 knight. Oh. We have the Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. So this is someone who's like this close to becoming a full-blown empress because they have really, really strong intuition. They may have clairvoyance, clairaudience, like different spiritual gifts with the Queen of Cups. But they're also someone who's deeply compassionate. They have a lot of empathy. They care about people very deeply. With the Queen of Pentacles, this is someone who knows how to nurture people. They kind of treat people like, when they meet a person, they look at them like a plant. I know it sounds weird, but stay with me on this. As in, no plant needs the same type of care. And they intuitively know what each person needs so that they can grow to their highest potential. Queen of Pentacles, everything they touch grows. Kind of like, I think, wasn't Poison Ivy like that? I know she was a villain technically, but where she would touch things, plants would grow. That's what I'm feeling here. Queen of Swords. This is also someone who's very intelligent and they know how to lay boundaries, but they are showing up with the Knight of Wands still. Not the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands. So whoever this person is, they are still not in the place where they feel super confident that they want this. Like they do want it, but then it's all the baggage that comes with it that they're like, I don't know about all that. Like if they could get famous without people harassing them, without people tearing them down and criticizing every single choice they make, they would have already done it. But because that's not how it currently is, they're still a little hesitant. Now, let's start with the official reading. So again, like I mentioned, Five of Swords. This is a big deal to this person. This might be actually a trauma for them. So they might have their Chiron in Libra, their Chiron in Aquarius, or their Chiron in Gemini, or it's in their Chiron is in the 3rd house, the 7th house, or the 11th house, because they have a very, very strong sensitivity to being spoken about. And maybe they were bullied when they were young. There's something here where they're really sensitive about what people say to them, how people say things to them. With the 7 of Pentacles, they have invested in whatever it is that they're doing. If this is someone who's going to go famous because of their singing, someone who's going to go famous because maybe they're a great producer of music, they're a great writer, they're a great poet, whatever it is that they do, they have invested hardcore. And look at the magnifying glass. This is someone who's very detail oriented. They don't get off on half-assing things. When they go into something, they go in full-fledged. And they have faith. They have a lot of faith that this is supposed to be the path that they take. But just because something is supposed to be the path you take doesn't mean that it comes without challenges, right? Now, we do have, sorry, some ash gone on there with the incense. So we do have the 3 of Pentacles. So there is some sort of teamwork coming this person's way. Or, no, actually, look at this image again. This is a one-person team. They are their own team. Like she literally has a belt with 3 pentacles. On most cards that have the 3 of Pentacles, it has a team of people. Not this one. And if you look at her, she's got a camera. She's got in her hair, she's got paintbrushes, and like she basically knows how to do it all. Whatever she needs for herself. So if this is a musician, they produce, they write, they sing, they do everything. If this is an author or a writer, they not only write, they design the cover, they edit, they structure, they do everything. This is somebody who's just, this is how much this card is strong for them, because they might struggle with trusting other people. They've been through a lot, which means that they have not only been betrayed by friends, they most likely have also been betrayed by family members, by lovers. They've been betrayed by a lot of people. So this is someone who has issues trusting other people and their intentions because of what they've been through. With the Page of Swords, they are very innovative though. They have a very, they see things outside the box. They're very inventive as well. Now, yeah, the Strength card. It honestly doesn't really matter what all they've been through. They trust in their power. they don't see themselves as a victim. They see themselves as like, that's just how life is, and I had to survive it the way it came to me, right? With the Six of Cups, this is a double whammy in the sense that not only the things that they had to survive, not only was it in childhood, like everything that they went through in childhood kind of compounded as they grew. So if this is somebody who was bullied in childhood, as they grew, they went through that over and over and over again with other adults as well. And it kind of cemented certain lessons in their mind. Like, you can't just trust people. You can't just open up to people, or to just expect that everything you do is going to be torn apart by those who don't like you. I'm not going to say with the Ace of Cups, I'm not going to say that they haven't healed, because I do think that they have. There's been a lot of healing, as in maybe before they did see themselves as a victim. They don't anymore. The Strength card, this is someone who sits in their power. But they've just, so it's this, like this balance. They sit in their power, but they've also learned to be very cautious. They've learned to be very cautious with who they open up to. They've learned to be cautious with who they share their ideas with. They've learned to be cautious with who they are basically handing their heart over to. Look at this. Knight of Swords. Like, we're seeing the evolution of the sword energy more than anything. And remember, they did show up as a Queen of Swords, but here we're seeing the Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, and then under the deck, we saw the Queen of Swords. So with the Knight of Swords here, look at this. Look at the ferocity. I love this card. This is one of my favorite cards. The ferocity and the attitude is like, this is someone you can't bullshit. They are a walking lie detector. So if you... It's more than just bullshit, though. They can detect when you are leaving something out of the story. They can detect when you are selecting which truth or how you want to phrase the truth. They know when people are doing that. And look at that, Three of Cups. It's not, because here's the thing. It's like this person desires friendship. They really, really desire friendship. But the majority of people are very superficial. Let's be real. They're very shallow. So this person is very, it's like they're looking for quality. They want friendship. They want harmony. They want a tribe. But they're looking for their tribe. They're looking for the people who understand them. The people who have gone through similar things and who would not do to others what they have experienced. Because it's honestly very difficult for someone who's never been bullied to understand somebody who's been bullied. Because they've never experienced that. They don't know what that's like. Just like it's somebody, like let's use myself as an example. I'm a chunky monkey, right? So it would be very difficult for someone who's never gained weight their whole life to understand the type of experiences I've been through. Because they've never experienced that. It doesn't even compute for them because their perspective on life would be totally different than mine. The same thing, I'm a Latina. So it would also be very different for someone who is a different nationality to understand the type of pressures and cultural challenges that I've experienced, because that's not their experience. Their experience might be worse. Their experience might be better. Maybe I can't understand their experience. So with the Devil here, I do think that this person right now is in the process of balancing out these things. So if before they were always shut off and they were always in this energy of you just can't trust people. They're just going to disappoint you every time. They're going to betray you every time. Something has shifted. And we do have the Ace of Cups right in the big smack center. I think that they're healing. And the Ace of Cups is the heart chakra. Something is healing in their heart to where they're starting to say, you know what? Not everybody is the way I've experienced people to be. So if for example, this person has been bullied all their life and they just kind of shut down and was like, I just can't have friends because my friends are going to bully me. It doesn't matter how much I love them. They're going to bully me. They realize that our external world is a reflection of what we feel within. So if we keep coming across the same challenge, it means something within us is not that it's creating that, but it's believing that this is all we're going to face, and therefore confirmation bias, right? So for example, if we say, I'm going to give an example outside of this. Somebody who says, I'm Mexican, right? I love my culture. So if I say something along the lines of, Mexican food is the best, hands down, which is, let's be real, there's a lot of cuisines that are fucking amazing. Almost every culture has amazing dishes and cuisine that you could say like, this is the best though. That's subjective. But if I say that Mexican food is the best and Mexican music and Mexican culture is the best, and that's a deep ingrained belief I hold and have, then it means that the world is going to reflect that belief back to me. That means I'm probably going to come across a lot of YouTube videos that say, hey, British people trying Mexican food, and the video is about them blowing their mind with the Mexican food. And I'm just like, see, because that's the truth. Because that's what I believe, and therefore the world is like an algorithm. The universe is an algorithm. It reflects back to us what we are constantly searching and believing in. So this has suddenly clicked for this person. They're saying, okay, so if I constantly run into betrayal, that means that the betrayal I've been through has left such a deep mark on me that that's all I expect from people. I'm not giving other people that are not like that sorry, it's like a little bug. I'm not giving other people that are not like that the chance, because I don't even believe that those people exist. I have been holding myself back and believing that if I gain any level of fame, or if I become more well known, people are going to tear me apart, because I believe I have boxed myself in to believe that that's all that comes with it. And you know that that's actually not true. When you think of people like Keanu Reeves, right? Keanu Reeves is an amazing person. And it's gotten to the point where he has such a solid reputation for who he is that the other day I was watching this TikTok, and I was like watching it holding my breath, because the girl started off with, there have been several people coming up with accusations towards Keanu Reeves, and I was like, what? And she's like, that he's such a well-behaved gentleman. I'm like, oh. And then right when the relief hit, it was somebody else had taken that clip and stitched onto it, which means that they added their own video. And this guy was like, oh, I was so ready. I was like, what the hell are you gonna say? Keanu Reeves is one of those people that you can't really tear apart. He has shown such a level of humanity and just being such an amazing person that people don't tear him apart. I'm not going to say that they never do jokes about him, but they're never pernicious, malicious, gossipy jokes, you know? So I feel like this is somebody who's finally opening up, as we have the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess being the last card connected to this trio tells me that this is something that this person may have dealt with through lifetimes. Because remember, in this row, we had the Devil be the first card. So this could be somebody who, especially as women, with the Salem witch trials, the malicious repression and oppression of women, they have in their DNA generational trauma connected to being persecuted, being especially if they're women of color, especially if, you know, things like, there's so much trauma connected to that they have to unpack and rewrite their own narrative. So I just realized it's like getting to like 25 minutes. The thing is, if it extends longer, it's so hard to upload on both YouTube and Facebook. So I'm going to stop part 1 here. We're going to start clarifying with the Witch's Tarot on part 2. So if you are signed up on Patreon on the first tier, that is just $1 a month, then I will see you there. Okay, bye-bye.